Tell me that sounds better. Does that sound any better to you guys? How's that? Yo, yo, mic check. How's the sound? Guys, let me know how it sounds. Sorry about the technical difficulties, everybody. I had some issues posting the stream, too. There must be something going on their end, so. Still kind of messed up, huh? Still low. Let me try a different port, just a sec. All right, that's better, isn't it? Are we rocking? Are we rocking now, boys? How's that? Mic check. Now we're screaming, huh? Now is that too loud? Is that too loud or is that good? It was my USB port. Got to be smarter than the computer, boys. Smarter than the computer. Otherwise, the computer will rule your life. That's good? Not too loud? Perfect? Sweet. All right. Cool, guys. We're in business. All right, so back to what I was talking about. Too loud, huh? Back to what I was talking about. Is that good? Is that better? I turned it down just a little bit. So I'm going to start offering 30-minute Skype health consultations to anybody that's interested in eating raw meat, the raw primal diet. I've been doing it for almost 2 years now. I'm about a couple months away from being 2 years on raw primal. Got a lot of insight I can offer. And the reason I'm offering this personal consultations with people is because I've had a lot of people approach me with very specific questions about the diet, and everybody's got their own personal things going on, and I don't think a lot of people want to talk about stuff publicly, so we can do it personally. And also, I can just answer a lot more specific questions face-to-face with people. So I'm going to start offering that now from here on out. Anybody that wants to jump on that, just email me, let me know. And obviously, I'm going to have to charge a small fee for my time. It'll be very reasonable and it'll be definitely worth it. And so I want to kind of get into more helping people directly, you know what I mean, which is what I'd like to do with my streams here, talking to you guys and answering questions for free and stuff while I'm eating dinner. I have no issues doing that, but I understand some people need more like personal one-on-one consultation, you know. So anyways, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? I got some raw bison, raw eggs, raw brains, raw eyeballs, the typical mixture. I'm really starting to like this bison, man. It's I don't know, just the energy on it's really good. I had some elk heart for breakfast today. I've had bison for a couple days now. I've had some really interesting conversations with my bison farmer. What's up, Jason? He says, hey mate, I'm very new to this movement. Could you briefly tell me what are the main benefits of raw milk? Well, raw milk has got a lot of. It's one of the most nutrient dense and complete foods besides eggs. It's gonna have all your fat soluble vitamins, all your minerals in it. So it's just you could survive on raw milk alone. Basically, that's how complete of a food it is. And as far as it being raw, it's going to contain all of the natural bacteria and enzymes, and it's got stem cells in it. It'll help you grow like crazy. It'll help you heal. If you got damage to your body, it'll help you heal. It's very good for people new to the diet that are trying to heal their bodies, and it's good for like children and kids trying to grow. Jonathan Pernice says, I'm here for the balls. He's here for the balls, boys. Some people are here for the balls. I get it. I understand. I'm not going to judge you. There's no balls today. All I got is eggs, huevos. I ate all my balls this week. I got to try to find some more. So, overthrow Chaz. Yeah. Chaz. Every time I see that, I laugh because that's what we called my buddy Zach for like a long time as a joke. Because it's obviously one of like the stupidest names ever, like Chaz. Like, what's up, Chaz? I'm surprised Chaz is not a meme, like Chad's a meme. I'm surprised Chaz is not already a meme. Because like, me and my friends made that a meme like years ago. Like 10 years ago, Chaz was a meme. And it was like, just like, it was like almost like the douchebag Chad. You know what I mean? Because like the Chad meme is like he's typically like the cool guy, but Chaz is like the douchebag Chad. That's like the meme that me and my buddies made a long time ago. Because my buddy's name is Zach, and Zach backwards is Chaz. Anyways, so every time I see Chaz, I crack my ass up, man, because that's what I think of. Maven Taylor says, help my people of color. No doubt, right? Black Lives Matter, except for abortion clinics and south side of Chicago. But other than that, Black Lives Matter. John Trim, do you think 36 eggs and testicles every day would be as good as a steroid cycle? I would eat more balls if I was you. If you're trying to get on testosterone and a little bit more muscle on your body. Balls and raw meat. Eggs are going to help. How long did it see to take a new positive normal? It's very slow and subtle, man. But it just slowly kind of rebuilds you from the inside and out, you know? I'm still changing. I'm still changing as a person on this diet. So, but it happens almost instantaneously, man. Like, the energy you get off this diet is like the most instant thing you'll notice. And that energy you get from the diet will help propel you and carry you into more positive things in your life because you're going to have more better energy. So it's kind of like a cascade of effects that happen. You know, it slowly rebuilds you here and there. And those kind of, they start to affect other areas of your life. And then you start bettering other areas of your life. And it just kind of like plays off each other, you know. You're able to make better decisions, which therefore put you in a better position in life. Which, you know, it all plays off each other. What's up, fat of the land? Had some steak tartare earlier on it, but skipped the pepper and other trash. Just beef and eggs. Sounds good. Have you read the recipe for living without disease? Yeah, I have. Most of it. I haven't read all the recipes, but I've looked through it a couple times, yeah. Milk will make you happy. Have you noticed better night vision after you start eating eyes? Interesting, T. Moeller. I haven't noticed better night vision, but I'll pay attention tonight. But I have noticed better vision in general, definitely. Everything just looks brighter and more crisp and 100% better. I think it's given me less floaties. I was having a real bad problem with floaties starting about 10 years ago, and I still got them. I don't know what caused that. Probably a vaccine. Do the testicles taste good? They're not bad. It's like like scallops. They're kind of sweet, oddly enough. I think Chaz is like some kind of like Antifa city or something. Chaz ran out of soy, 3,000 people died. Newsflash. Eating naturally is the keystone habit. Exactly, man. Yeah, it is like a domino effect. It really is. It affects every area of your life. And so it just plays into the system very well. First day on this diet was crazy. Woke up with a shit ton of energy there at night. Yeah, that's right. Alright, sounds good, fat of the land. I will do that. Yo, Wes, did the elite turn off your computer? Nah, it's just computer problems, man. You know, not everything is always a conspiracy or like the man trying to get you, you know? Sometimes it's just computer issues. You ever think about that? People that just have like straight up computer issues and they freak out and start thinking people are coming after them. That's when you're getting into like schizophrenia world, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta accept the fact that your electronics are malfunctioning. And you know what I notice? On really, really, really hot days, like it is today, it's been like 95 every day here. My electronics start to malfunction, and I wonder if it's like solar flares. I don't know what it is, but it's something I've noticed for years and years, man. When it gets really, really hot during a heat wave, my electronics get kind of goofy. A little bit wonky. Yeah, it's pretty close. Egg whites, like a slightly sweet egg white. That's what testicles taste like. This is bison chuck roast. Welcome to my new mods, Wolf Shange and Jonathan Pernice. May the mod gods be with you, my friends. Methinks Nebraska electronics only work good in the cold. Yeah. They work better for sure. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, this bison is legit. This bison, man. I'm getting like a way different energy off of bison. I can't wait to start eating just like all bison, you know? I'm working with a farmer right now. Actually, I could have had bison as we speak, fellas, but I made the right choice. I wasn't able to get it cut and processed the way that I like to get it processed. He had it just basically generically processed. And so it was a bunch of hamburger and stuff, and I wasn't about to pick up like 37 pounds of hamburger because I eat all this shit raw, you know? So I'm going to get a hold of him in the fall and order a bison quarter. But this guy is like super interesting, man. Super interesting. I wish I should copy paste this email to show you guys. I should read this guy's email, man. What this guy said. I'm going to read this bison farmer's email to you guys. Because it's fascinating, man. Fascinating stuff. Alright, hang on a sec. Track it down here. Here we go. Now, keep in mind, guys, I was going back and forth with this bison farmer about beef quarter price, and we were negotiating, like, you know, if I wanted to buy one from him yesterday, or I'm sorry, on Friday. And I emailed him, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to wait till this fall. I appreciate you giving me the heads up, blah, blah, blah. And this is what he emailed me, just out of nowhere. And as it appears, you have quite a bit of knowledge on meat and health. We have had customers buying non-frozen trim and primal for specific canning and fermenting. Let me go one further and what I think means real meat health. Number 1. What goes in a grazer directly affects what ends up in the meat. Thus, when one understands grass is instinctual for grazers to eat, but broadleaves are learned behavior eating. For herbivores, it means any and all weaned grazers are very deficient in getting enough natural nutrients into their bodies. This learning has to be passed down through the generations, and it is not happening in domestic agriculture like humans and bears are omnivores and can eat as a carnivore instinctively. They need training by their mothers to learn what to eat from the plant community, lest they die. Bears need 2 years with mothers to learn enough to live. Today, the only broadleaves dysfunctional grazers eat are the top-down eating cultivated plants, like old world alfalfa and clovers. Any other learning is by chance. Native broadleaf eating is harvesting of selected whorls of leaves, flower buds, seeds, etc., and done at the correct time of year. And broadleaves have deep root systems. Thus, lots more nutrients and minerals go into those grazers' stomachs. Those dense meats are in wild or herds managed for extended families, not domestic agriculture. This is why our extended family bison, just like elephants, have such nutrient-rich meat and bones. We can get close to 40 pounds of packaged meat in a full-size paper grocery sack. You guys hear what he just said there? The reason that bison have such nutrient-rich meat and bones is because they have learned how to eat the right types of native broadleafs, selected whorls of leaves, flower buds, and seeds by getting it passed down through the generations. They learn how to eat this way. It's not instinctive. Isn't that interesting? This guy says, we provided bones to a wolf and grizzly bear trainer. Before, these film animals would crush bones immediately, and this trainer had to drug his bears so he could whiten their teeth. With our bones, they lasted 7 to 10 days chewing in wolf mouths. Our bison skulls weigh half again as much as other skulls the same size. But of course, if we didn't have half of our lands ever plowed, then our herd would be the same as any other herd, where there are all these monocultures of old world pastures. This guy is freaking interesting, man. He just sent me this out of nowhere. Number 2, a body can't maximize nutrients until growth has stopped. All native hunter-gatherers preferred mature animals for its active age individuals. The old and very young animals' meat went to the very old and young, where digestion was more important than max nutrition. And maturity doesn't happen until 4 or so years of age. Number 3, a body stores nutrients closest to its use. Thus, hunter-gatherers would give the hindquarters to their dogs in times of plenty of meat. The hindquarter basically pushes an animal forward. The front, side to side, front and in and out, organs surrounded by the front, aside from the tail, which works very hard. If an animal is in good shape, most nutrients are in that front quarter meat. But if an animal is in poor shape, the only thing eaten by carnivores or scavengers is the hind. All nutrients are already been used up in the front. That is why in Yellowstone in the fall, the bears, wolves, coyotes, ravens, and eagles all eat the front quarters first on the elk left by outfitters. But in the late winter, early spring, when grazers are in poor condition, the carnivores and scavengers eat only the hind. Look at some of those photos of Africa drought dying cattle and wildlife, hindquarters and a hole to get to the organs. Number 4, without evolution support systems of extended families, lactic acid, cortisol, fluids build up in a body. That is why chefs have to pour off all that liquid in bags with those primal cuts. This guy's a pretty interesting dude, huh? He just sent me that out of nowhere. I can't wait to talk to this guy in person, but this is my new bison farmer. This guy just dropped tons of knowledge on me. Yeah, this stuff is super deep red. Very, very good. I contacted the bison guy. There's actually quite a few bison farmers in my area. I think this guy's from Iowa. I definitely favor bison now. No, I'm sorry. I actually like the flavor better too. Yeah, bison is like wild, basically. I'm sure there is. Yeah, there's buffalo milk. I've had buffalo colostrum. from Miller's Farm before. You like beef better, huh? I like the taste of this bison for some reason. It seems like a bit gamier, but I like it. It seems more flavorful. It took me a little bit to get used to it, but I like it, man. What is one thing about this diet that people think is true or important but is not? I got a good answer for that one. That you have to eat 100% raw meat your entire life in order to be in great health. That's not true. You can eat like a partially cooked diet and you can be in great health. You know what I mean? This is just like a way to achieve like optimal health and to put the least amount of toxins in your body. But you can eat cooked meat and be a very, very healthy person. What's up, Camille? Doing well? Thanks for asking. What's up, Bahidar Lazarov? What's up? Yeah, I will paste that. Hang on just a sec. It's probably too many characters. Shit. It's way too many freaking characters, man. It only lets me paste 200 characters. This place sucks. If you want to email me, I will copy and paste that and email it to you. Did I ever play video games? Yeah, I was addicted to Halo 5 for sure. I played Halo 5 every day for like hours and hours and I had to quit. I played it growing up obviously too, my whole life for sure. But I always knew it was a waste of time. And then I got a little older and I kind of picked it up again as like a little compulsion. Yeah, you're not going to die if you eat cooked meat, man. So there was plenty of tribes that thrived and they were in perfect health on cooked food, cooked meat. And so the idea is we live in such a toxic society. I got some of this information from Tyler earlier, but disease comes from two things: toxins in your society and cooked byproducts. And if you have both of those things going on at the same time, it's going to be really bad, right? So a lot of times you can't avoid the toxins in our society, so it's best to eat a raw diet to detox all that stuff out. But if you lived in like a toxin-free society, like an indigenous tribe, then you could get away with eating cooked food and it would like probably be of no harm to you. I think video games are for people that want to escape reality, for sure. Yeah, I was definitely kind of a gamer for a few years. Yeah, I was playing a lot of Halo 5, man. But that's the only game I played. I mean, I messed around with a couple other ones, but basically that's the only game I played. Yeah, if you eat like cooked meat every once in a while, it's not going to kill you. You know? I don't prefer cooked food. I don't prefer it, man. Obviously, that's why I eat this stuff. Yeah, I don't know how tall the Native Americans are, but the Native Americans were extremely athletic people, man. They could run like 100 miles and shit like that. They could run crazy distances. And they were extremely strong. There's a lot of accounts of them getting like shot with bullets and they didn't even react to it. Yeah, video games are like a huge waste of time, man. Just kind of like, it's kind of like pornography. Like video games and porn, big waste of time. You said car. WT said car infused. I missed that. That's pretty funny. Yeah, order some bison. I ordered this stuff online. This is not local. I'm trying to get some local right now. But just order some bison online, man. There's a lot of places. I got this from North Star Bison. Aajonus said that the natives could run up to 30 miles per hour and they would pull off the settlers off their horses. I'm telling you, man, those Native Americans could do extreme athletic feats. I was reading this book about them. Holy crap, man. Because they would eat stuff like this, like just raw bison, you know what I mean, their whole life. The energy off this stuff is crazy. Why did Aajonus say it takes 47 years to get to optimal health? I think he based that on Pottinger's cats, where it took 40 years for degenerated generations to go back to normal. This meat is delicious, man. I really like this bison. Like the energy I'm getting off this stuff is like really intense. It's something different, for sure. Longest fast I ever did was 10 days. I could have gone longer too, for sure. You have no appetite for anything, hard for me to digest things. I force myself to eat one thing at a time. Any advice? You got to relearn how to, your body has to relearn how to get hunger back and taste back and things like that. I think a lot of people can relate to that. You just got to slowly reintroduce these foods back into your system, and your body will kind of learn how to eat again. But you got to eat. Yeah, it's North Star ship's frozen. Your friend's dad did a 40-day fast. Awesome. Yeah, you could easily do it. For sure. I wasn't even fat and I did 10 days like standing on my head. Doing circles. It's crazy. It's amazing what you can set your mind to. Yeah, I eat cheese every day. For lunch, I usually have a piece of fruit and a nice big old chunk of cheese. Bison, man. Stuff is really good. It's gonna be a bummer to go back to beef after this. Chicken. What do your family think of the way you eat? Um, a little weird at first, for sure. And they wanted to argue with me about it. I'm not 100% sure what they think because I don't ask them. And they don't really talk about it with me at all either. So it's kind of weird. It's honestly kind of weird. A little bit weird. I don't think they understand. You know what I mean? They don't understand like what I'm going through or they don't understand the kind of transformation I'm going through, so they don't understand how important this is. They haven't read all the books that I read. You know, my grandpa even admits that. Like he admits that I read way more than him, and he's like, yeah, we may not agree with you on everything, but then again, he's like, you're the type of person that reads like a 500-page book on something, and he's like, we're not reading 500-page books, so my family's pretty smart in the sense that they know who I am. They've always known the type of person I am, and they've always known like I'm a pretty smart guy. So my instincts and my God-given instincts and God-given intuitions have always been pretty correct. So I think there's like a battle that they're going on with that. You know what I mean? Because they know that I'm generally correct with my instincts and intuition, but my instincts and intuition are going against like what they're eating right now. So it makes them question their own diet, which I think makes them uncomfortable. Does he sell bison balls and brains? I doubt it, because he gets it all processed at a facility. I'll surely ask him though. Yeah, that's a good point, Jackie. I don't go by appetite either. I usually go by energy. So if I'm getting low on energy, typically the number one indicator that I need to put food in my body is I start to get a little bit of mental anxiety. And I start to get like ruminating thoughts, and I start to like overthink things, overthink situations, get a little frustrated with whatever I'm doing, just get kind of like short on patience. That's the number one first thing that I notice when I need to put some like extra fat in my body. So pay attention to your mood, your behaviors, your patience, your anxiety. If those things are going up, you need to start putting more fat in your system. Jackie says, my mom freaks out over me eating raw, but oh my God, I'm all lean muscle and strength at 49. That's interesting. Yeah, I come from a strong German stock family, so I think instinctively we all lean towards like funky cheeses and raw meats and stuff like that, but even though we don't eat them, or they don't eat them. So when I told them I was eating raw steaks and stuff, it was like, it wasn't like a big shocker, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it's weird. I can't really get into their heads. It's hard to say. Is raw butter or suet muscle meat fat better as a fat source? I would do both. I would choose fatty cuts and then supplement a little bit of butter with it. Raw butter is going to be the easiest to digest. Seems that people who go on this diet are super sick or super curious about things. Yep. What's up, Patchy? Bison boys? Alright, time for some eyeballs. Yeah, there's like a combination of things that people need to go through in order for them to discover this diet. I found out a lot of times is people just need to suffer, you know. Like I've gone through everything that I've gone through with people, and it's ridiculous that there's a couple people online that I've heard that like they don't think I was ever sick, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, I didn't have like cancer and I wasn't like dying like Aajonus or anything like that. But I got over vaccinated. I got over pumped with antibiotics in my 20s for just a bunch of weird infections I was getting and stuff. And then I broke my jaw. I shattered my face, chipped 12 of my teeth in half. And I didn't fix my teeth for like 5 years, so I had dental problems. And just, I had like all these skin conditions going on. And then I had like terrible brain fog and anxiety and depression and just all that kind of weird shit. My energy was all weird, like chronic fatigue. I could just go on and on and on. Like everything that people say that they experienced, and basically everything that everybody's ever said they've experienced, I've experienced it. You know what I mean? And so I just got sick of it. Man. And I started correcting my diet and started looking into diets and stuff like that. Because I always knew instinctively it was something with food. Because the only thing that would ever make like my symptoms go away would be like a nice hearty meal. You know what I mean? Like a nice hearty meal fixes everything. So my body, I didn't really internalize that intellectually, but my body knew that. My body knew that something, whatever I was putting in my mouth, was changing my chemistry and stuff. And so I just kind of instinctively started, moving all of the bad food away one by one. You know what I mean? Like I stopped drinking pop, like way long ago, like years and years and years ago. Then I just, started getting away from like candy and just like all of like the worst stuff. Slowly started peeling it back. And then my health just kind of just slowly went up and up and up and up and up. And then I finally just pulled the trigger a couple years ago and just started eating raw steaks. And then my freaking health just like skyrocketed up. Raw steaks, raw butter, getting all these nutrient dense foods that I never knew anything about. Organs. I never ate organs my whole life. I never ate fats my whole life. Like I used to cut the fat off my steak and throw it in the trash. Like just, I made some drastic changes to my life, but so you got to suffer in order to it seems like in order to discover this diet, you got to suffer, you got to be a free thinking person, and you got to be willing to look weird. Not care what other people think about you. That's a huge part of it. I heard you watch Gavin McInnes. Love him. Gavin is the best, dude. Yeah. Subscribe to freespeech.tv. Or censored.tv, I think is what it's called now. Yeah, it's kind of weird that me and Frank both have jaw issues. Isn't that strange? It is, man. Yeah, I shattered my jaw. It was crazy. Have I had raw elk? Yeah, I had some raw elk heart for breakfast today, actually. Cool, man. Do a raw elk live stream. Awesome. Keep us posted, man. Testes, brains, eyes, and guts. Cool. Yeah, we'd love to see it, man. Email me and send me a link, and I'll promote it. What even happened to Astra? I don't know, man. Astra got stranded on an island. That's the risk you take, man, when you're floating around in the islands. Sometimes that shit happens. There's some big eggs, man. Big old juicy eggs. Look at these bombs. It's a gigantic chicken egg, man. I'll save that guy for dessert. What's your preferred method for losing body fat? I just kind of slowly cut down my calories. That's what I usually do. So yeah, I'll slowly cut down my calories or start skipping meals. And I know fasting is like controversial or whatever, but it's a good way to lose a little bit of extra body fat, you know? And if you're overweight, it's a healthy way to do it too, because you have all that extra fat for a reason, right? It's just like a reserve. So what I do if I'm putting on a little bit of extra weight is I'll cut down my meals from 2 meals a day to 1 meal a day. And then usually I'll lose like a pound or two every couple of days or something like that, and it'll like slowly go down from there. I've been losing a little bit of weight actually, just kind of cutting down on butter and stuff like that. So if you want to lose fat, cut your fat down a little bit. It's really pretty easy, man. Like input equals output. What you put in your body, your body comes out. So, but I just kind of moderate it through my meals. You can do fasting if you'd like. You can skip a couple meals. If you're not hungry, if you're overweight and you're not hungry, then skip a couple meals. Skip a day, skip a meal for 2-3 days if you need to. Just make sure you're not feeling off. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you're drinking lots of mineral water. You'll be fine. There's a guy that fasted for over 365 days. I think you can handle a fast for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? I fasted for 10 days before, no problem. And as you can see, I'm like lean and mean. You know what I mean? Just very lean and muscular. I'm not like fat, but I'm not like skinny. And I can fast for 10 days when I'm overweight. No problem. This eyeball is going to squirt everywhere. Ooh, there it is. See the juice coming out there? That was a really juicy eyeball. I'm really surprised at how much I like eyeballs. You know what I mean? Like I just look at it and I'm like, why do I even like that? Like you would think it would taste way worse than what it does by what it looks like and stuff. But it's actually pretty good, man. It's like a salty, like the inside of the eyeball is like salty. I don't know, it's interesting. How is your digestion going? All good? Yeah, my digestion's going pretty well. Sometimes when I eat too much like nut formula with butter and stuff at night, I think sometimes that kind of messes up my digestion just a little bit. So I don't know, which is interesting, but I eat a lot of nut formula, man. Lots and lots and lots of walnuts. Like you wouldn't believe it. Like I eat almost like a cup of walnuts every day with my nut formula. So I don't know. Sometimes I think that doing that at night is probably not the best idea, but other than that, my digestion is perfect, man. Yo, Wes, do you know what legal issues Miller's Farm is having? Oh, it's a nightmare. You'll have to look it up online. I honestly don't have time to keep up with it all. But, yeah, Miller's Farm is getting harassed right now by the government. And I think it's all about them not having to use government-approved processing facilities. The government's trying to get them to use them. And Miller's Farm is fighting them, and the government's being an asshole to them. And it's unbelievable, man. I placed an order with them like a week and a half ago. Couldn't get it. So I placed an order with Dutch Meadows instead. I came up with an idea yesterday. And what do you guys think about this? Like a food trading club? So I might as well just bring it up now, because I'm not trying to like really get rich off of this or anything. But it would be like a private membership club where people could trade food. And I got this idea because the only thing that I really need is like raw butter, right? Because I'm in Nebraska and there's really no raw unsalted butter here. But I know someone in California that's willing to ship me raw butter, but they need like brains. Like I can get you brains. You know what I'm saying? And like there's another guy I know that needs like soy-free eggs, and I can get tons of soy-free eggs, but I can't get butter. So like, what if my friend in California just mailed me butter, and then I mailed him brains and eggs, right? And then I just got this idea. I was like, what if we just came up with like a food club, and where we could link up states that have raw dairy with states that don't have raw dairy, and like people like me that live in states that don't have raw dairy could get access to things like raw butter and stuff like that for, you know what I mean, for probably potentially a little cheaper than having to get everything from Miller's. Because it's like the only place you can get this shit online is like from Pennsylvania. Like, what about people on the West Coast, right? Like people in California can go to the store and buy it, but what about like neighboring states to California that can't buy it from the store? What if we came up with this food club and everybody just kind of like, I don't know what kind of platform I would use quite yet, but we could basically find ways to link up with each other and trade food through the mail. You know what I'm saying? Like get foods to each other that certain people don't have access to. Like currently, I can get like brains. Like I can get like 5 to 10 brains like per week at least. You know what I'm saying? Which is like unheard of for like really cheap, man. That's unheard of. You know what I mean? And then there's people in California that can get unlimited raw butter, but I can't find raw butter for shit. You know what I mean? So it's like I would trade raw brains for butter every month or two. I would trade like 10 raw brains for 10 pounds of raw butter, stuff like that. So I think that would be probably fairly beneficial to a lot of people in this community. I don't think it would be for everybody, because not everybody's going to want to pay that kind of shipping and stuff to get it. Not everybody's going to be interested in it. But let me know what you guys think of that. Andrew, thoughts on Ayn Rand and objectivism? I love GOP and see objectivism as a useful, yet both schools of thought seem to be completely incompatible. I'm not even sure what that means. Objectivism? Honestly, I don't know what that means. What's the benefit of nut formula? Well, if you always liked, the inside of the eye is black. Isn't that weird? It's very strange, right? Nut formula is a good way to eat nuts without getting like the anti-nutrients, because you're going to eat, it's mixed with butter, so the butter fats will help remove some of the anti-stuff out of it. But I always liked walnuts. I was always like a huge walnut fan, and like pistachios and stuff like that. But I usually only use walnuts. So it's a good way to eat nuts without having to experience the negative side of it, because you're eating it inside that formula. In science class, my friend ate a lamb eyeball during biology lab. Telling you, it's instinctual. I mean, you can see the black people, but I never would have guessed it's black fluid. It's amazing, man. It's so weird. Jonathan West, I was wrong about dates. They will turn your perfect no wipe poos into soft forever wipes. That's interesting. Dang, man. I forgot about dates, too. I was going to order some. Well, I'm going to at least try it. I'm going to see how it works. I honestly think nuts kind of did that to me, too, just a little bit. But it wasn't like a forever wipe situation, but it definitely softened it a little bit. Yeah, that sucks, Coal Slice. I don't know, man. Miller's just getting harassed big time. My order that they couldn't send me was just, it was like 10 pounds of butter, 10 pounds of cheese. I think I ordered some goat milk. I probably ordered like an adrenal gland. Jonathan says, great idea, but shipping is expensive. I agree. But it would be a good way for people that already order from Miller's, that can't get their shit from Miller's right now. You know what I mean? If we started our own separate private food club and we just, instead of getting everything from Miller's, you know what I mean? God bless Amos Miller and everything he's doing for us, but he can't he obviously can't feed a whole nation. You know, he obviously can't pull it off right now. The government's coming after him. So we got to find ways to circumnavigate this and get food to each other. And I think if you do this through like a food club thing, like especially if you're in the Midwest, it would be very easy to do because shipping is going to be pretty much the same no matter where you get it from. You know, like my shipping from California is going to be the same as I get it from Miller's in Pennsylvania. So I can get all my raw dairy from California, you know, and it's the same as getting it from Miller's. But yeah, you're right. Shipping is expensive and it's not going to be for everybody. But for the people that are willing to pay for shipping, this could be a great way to get foods, man. Like I said, I got brains all day, guys. I'm the brains guy. It's amazing how many brains I can get my hands on. So I would trade brains for raw unsalted cheese and raw butter all day. Because I eat brains literally every single day, man. Weight loss is controversial. Our body can get rid of excess muscle tissue without calorie deficit. Why wouldn't we be able to get rid of excess fat without deficit? Why wouldn't we be able to get rid of excess fat without deficit? What do you mean, like without like having a negative effect? We should be able to, yeah. I mean, I think when you go into fasting, your body just burns the fat. It's really not that harmful. The Native Americans would fast all the time. Yeah, no Amish where I'm at all. You're lucky, Jackie. You're lucky. Yeah, I'll try to figure out how to do this, guys. Maybe, I don't know if I'll have to make like a website or maybe start just through emails, you know what I mean? Just like, hey, if you're interested, if anybody's interested in this food sharing idea, send me an email up here. 88668@protonmail.com, and we'll try to figure out a way to do this. I already have a couple people interested in doing it. Like I said, I can be the Nebraska brains guy, so I can supply brains. So if we have different people stationed throughout the country that are willing to mail and ship different types of things, you know what I mean? We can have one person that's doing, willing to trade butter for eggs. We can have people that are willing to trade eggs for butter, and we can just kind of link everybody up together, you know? Read Atlas Shrugged. I have heard of that book, but something, I can't remember what I looked at. Is that like some commie bullshit in there or something? I can't remember what it is about Atlas Shrugged that made me not want to read it. But I remember looking into it and just, I don't know if that book's for me, man. Nut formula is more like it's more like a cookie dough. It's really good, man. Her subsequent book, Atlas Shrugged, fully defined what would become the four tenets of objectivism: reality, reason, self-interest, and capitalism. I don't know, man. It seems a little bit over my head. It seems a little intellectual. Not that I'm not capable of understanding it, but it's just like I'm not interested in like intellectual shit that much these days, unless it's like really like relevant. I guess you'd have to explain kind of what you're talking about there. I don't really have any way to apply that into my life, you know. What's adrenal glands? Adrenal glands sit above your kidneys and they produce adrenaline. So if you eat them, apparently they heal your adrenal glands. I might just end up making raw butter from the milk I get. You got to use cream. That's the problem, is getting cream for a lot of people. What's up? Get a Job? Love your latest compilation. Everybody check out Get a Job's channel for some hilarious compilations. Mm-mm. Gotta love them pastured, soy-free, corn-free eggs. What's adrenal fatigue and how to heal it? Adrenal fatigue is when you just feel exhausted all the time. I think true adrenal fatigue, like Aajonus said, is that you literally like can't get out of bed. But if you're having slight issues getting out of bed and stuff like that, you probably have some adrenal issues. You can heal it through quit caffeine, quit sugar, quit smoking pot, quit using drugs, anything that pumps adrenaline. Live a stress-free life, you know. That's also going to produce adrenaline, being stressed out. And then eat some adrenal glands. That's a way to heal it too. Do you still get those brain dreams every single night? Every single night, dude. I even get them in the middle of the day now when I take naps. I dream like crazy every time I shut my eyes, man. And yeah, I can still remember the other night, like 2 nights ago, I had this crazy shootout dream. It was like a cowboy shootout dream. It was awesome, man. I had my rifle out. I had my truck, like my pickup truck. My rifle was, I was using my pickup truck door as a shield, and I was shooting at these guys coming over the hill on like their horses or something. It was an awesome dream, man. Of course I missed them with every single shot. That's how dreams work, right? You miss every single shot you shoot with the gun, and when you swing a punch, you miss their face every single time. But it was still a fun dream. Yeah, my dreams have been nuts, man. Just really intense. Especially since I quit smoking pot. Holy crap. Like, I didn't dream for like 10 years when I was smoking pot, man. That's like not good. I can't be good for your brain. How long have you been on this diet? About 22 months. Yeah, you need fat for sure. Fish doesn't have much fat. Yeah, that is kind of an issue. That's why raw butter is a good supplement. What negatives in the mustard should I be worried about? I don't think mustard's too terrible for you. I think Aajonus might even have like a mustard recipe. I wouldn't stress out about mustard too much. I have lots of quail eggs. Nice. How much honey do you eat per day? Usually I eat my honey with the nut formula, and it's about, I don't know, about a tablespoon or 2, something like that. Danny says, I mean that you can eat 10,000 calories while losing excess muscle. Muscle is a storage of excess sugar. There's probably a way that we can do the same when losing excess fat. Maybe. This food club idea, really, you only need to know one person. Right, yeah, it's not going to be like, it doesn't have to be like super complicated where we're like linking all these different types of people together. It'll just literally be like, we could start it out as just like a forum. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that possibly a good way to do it would be Discord. We can start like a raw primal food club Discord, and then everybody just gets on there and they post what kind of foods they're willing to ship and then what they're looking for. You know what I mean? Like, basically we can make it yeah, something like that. Like, you post what you're looking for and what you have to offer, and then someone, you know, almost like ads in a way. You know, it's an idea I came up with last night with P. Miller, actually. And we both thought it was like a really good idea, man. Because it's like, it's so organic and grassroots. You know what I mean? Like, no pun intended. It's so basic. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you don't need like a fancy business. You don't need to start like a corporation. It's just literally like starting up a chat forum and you post like ads. And you just post what you want, what you're looking for. Someone responds to the ad. Boom, you found your person. You know, it seems like a good idea, man. And especially if you can find people in neighboring states to cut down the shipping, that's when you're getting into the good stuff. Yeah, the brains and testicles guy. You know, unfortunately, the guy doesn't have as many testicles as I thought he did. He gave me that whole bag one week, and it got me excited, so I ate the whole bag. But now I'm all out, and he doesn't have any. So, but I'll definitely be the brains guy. Danny says I can easily be the raw butter guy, duck eggs. Yeah, I think we can do this, guys. I think we can do this. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be able to. It's literally legal. We're gonna be just friends, mailing each other food. You know what I'm saying? And I had a feeling that, you know, God led me to this channel for something greater than just talking to you guys about food. Like, there's going to be something better coming out of this. And I think this food club may be what he intended this to do. You know what I mean? This is a way that we can get food to each other. You know, information is good, knowledge is good, but there's only so much you can learn, or you should learn, about this diet before you kind of need to just, you know, just trust it. You know what I mean? But a bigger problem than people having a lack of knowledge on this diet is having a lack of resource for foods, you know? What are symptoms of adrenal fatigue? I'm never stressed. I don't drink anything caffeine. Like having a hard time just getting up and going when you need to go, you know? Jonathan says I have access to cream, so I make cultured and uncultured butter. I'd be down to make as much as you guys need and ship it. Nice, man. That's awesome. Fat of the Land says no, she left Russia and hated communism. Interesting. I can't remember what I read, some kind of negative review on that book, and I'm sure it was probably incorrect, but interesting. Well, so is she like a philosophy person then? Are you still eating the cheesecake? I just made it that one time. Yeah, I don't like books that are hard to read. I like very direct speak, direct talk, you know what I mean? I got really turned off with like overly intellectual books and stuff like that. It really just makes your brain hurt. Like, my favorite author probably of all time, honestly, is Vox Day. Because his books are just like they're so direct, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know how to explain it. Very, very direct talk, very, very direct speak. That's how my mind works. I'm a very logical thinker, rational thinker at its core. So, do you believe Sean Baker, Saladino, Ply Morales out there are big shills for big meat companies? No. I think people are just paranoid online, dude. I really do. You know what I mean? Why do chicken livers taste better than cow liver? Good question. I just realized how much I like chicken liver. What's the difference in nutrition? I don't know right offhand. It could be potentially because chickens are younger. They're much younger when they're harvested. That could have something to do with it. But honestly, I'm not sure about that. It's a good question. You would make a great cowboy in a film. That's interesting. Yeah, Primal Edge Health's not a shill for sure. I never hit people with bullets in dreams. I know it's the worst. How much honey do I eat in a day? At the most, a tablespoon. Yeah, weed kills REM. I know. I've read that before. It started bumming me out towards the end. Yeah, dreaming is a sign of a healthy spirit for sure. It's like a healthy spirit and imagination. You had a dream you're at Costco with Sean Baker? Weed kills your soul, dude. After a while, it does. You had a dream Frank Tufano was trying to kill me. You might get some trolls sending some white rice. That's funny. Yeah, I definitely won't be giving out my address. You know what I mean? Because it's like, this is mostly going to be for people that, for other people, you know what I mean? Because I have everything that I need for the most part. I'm just looking for basically raw butter, and I got like 3 friends in California right now that are willing to send me butter, you know what I'm saying? And like Jonathan Pernice said, he's in Arizona. He actually might be a little bit cheaper shipping. He'd be willing to send me butter as well. So I got 3 or 4 people already. I'm taken care of. This is gonna be mostly for everybody else. So I won't be giving out my address publicly, that's for sure. What about nightmares? I can't sleep without nightmares and it's not pleasant. Probably depression. Yeah, nightmares suck. I had nightmares like every night after I quit smoking weed. I had them every single night. You got to figure out, that's a tough one, man, because now we're getting into like spiritual stuff and it gets like really complicated. But you gotta get right with God, man. Ask God to take your nightmares away, and forgive anybody you have hate towards in your life, and start to follow God's will, and your nightmares will go away. Because Satan, if he can't get to you during the daytime, he'll get to you at nighttime, and that's what nightmares are about, man. He's trying to scare you. He's trying to traumatize you. That's the point of the devil in this world, man, to traumatize you and scare you. And so we're very vulnerable when we sleep, and a lot of times the devil will slip in there and try to mess with us. So you just got to figure out what's bothering you spiritually and start to address that. Danny B, you can even set up people that will host their house every week to pick things up from. Yeah, I know. There's like actual legit food clubs, This could get really good for sure. General Cattle says, let's do it, Wes. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, anybody that's interested in doing this food club, food trading thing, if there's something that you can't access that you're looking to get, whether it's brains or whatever, butter, raw unsalted cheese. I'm currently looking for raw unsalted cheese right now. I can supply brains. I can supply soy-free, corn-free eggs, farm fresh eggs. So, yeah, if you think of something that you can supply and there's something that you're looking for, just email me, and then I'll get like a list of people, and then I'll figure out what kind of forum. What do you guys think would be a good forum to do this on, like Discord, or should we start like a legit? See, I'd like to make it private in a way. It should be private. Yeah, we got to make this whole thing private because I don't want like everybody's addresses getting out there and personal information and stuff. But we can make the deals or the transactions between people one-on-one, and so it's not in front of everybody. But what do you think would be a good place to meet up and do this? Like a Discord? Or is there some other kind of platform where we can all get on there and chat? I mean, it seems like Discord might be the best way to do it. Because we could put for different subcategories in Discord, we could put looking for butter, looking for brains. I don't know. We'd have to think about that. I'll have to think this through a little bit. That's a hilarious comment, Matt. I'm not going to repeat that, but that's so funny, dude. How would you monitor people screwing each other over, though? That's a good question. We would have to have some sort of vetting process where I would have to probably screen people and yeah, I mean, it would have to be on some sort of trust basis, be honest with you. Possibly something where it's a good question. I guess you couldn't really stop that. If someone wanted to screw someone over for butter, I guess you could. I guess it would have to be like a, I don't know. That's something to think about, man. That's a good point. It's a very good point. Potentially some sort of escrow account. I was thinking it could be a solution to that. Like some sort of account to where when you're doing a food trade, each party would put money into an account, and then once the transactions become completed and all the packages get received, then the people can pull their money back. But if one of the packages doesn't get sent, then that money stays in the account. You know what I'm saying? So potentially something like that. It was probably a review by a libtard. Could be. I don't know where I got that communism shit from. I guess I was way off with that. Yeah, show a driver's license. That's what I was thinking too, would be showing a driver's license for sure. But even then, it's a private food club, so it's not really a business. So it's like you couldn't really like prosecute that exactly. But yeah, it's something to think about for sure. Cole Slice, worst to read is Jordan Peterson. Oh man, I've talked about Jordan Peterson for so long. Just, yeah, he's impossible to understand, dude. He gives the worst answers of anybody I've ever heard in my life. He's the most fraudulent intellectual I think I've ever met. Not met, but I've ever seen in my life. It's profound. He's profoundly confusing. And he's just a waste of time. I have not tried raw intestines yet, but I've had access to them. I just don't know why I haven't eaten them. Nightmares are low blood sugar. Have some honey and milk before bed. That's a good suggestion. Could be low blood sugar. Yeah, email my Proton. Yeah, for sure. Can you share some contacts for the butter? I'm in California. I'd pay big for lots of it. Interesting. Can't you just go to the store, Maven? Because I know people in California, they just go to the store. Yeah, that's not a bad suggestion. Eating a meal before bed to help prevent nightmares. Best place to start connecting to God is obey nature and design. That's true. Start a forum. You can charge $5 for access. Don't do per month. Just do a one-time fee. Yo, that's something I was thinking about doing too. It would be like a membership club, but there would be like a charge for it in order to make sure that people are serious about it. You know what I mean? Like you'd have to pay like just a one-time fee up front. But it's something we got to work through. Something we got to think about. Maybe for now, if we get like some people just emailing me, get the word out, and then I'll even probably change the title of my stream here to like Food Club. And then that way we can kind of figure out what kind of demand there is for it, you know what I'm saying? Kind of go from there. Then I can start making videos kind of advertising it. If anyone needs breakfast cereals or soybean oil, let me know. We'll let you know, dude. For sure. Danny's got the hookup on cereals and soybeans. Gammers get hammers. That's perfect, dude. Gammers get hammers. Get wrenched, boy. Yeah, man. I just ignore gammas now, man. That's the best way to do it. Don't even talk about them. We need farmers that don't vaccinate their cows. Yes. My farmer only does one vaccination. It's like a mandatory vaccination. If a doctor diagnosed you with cancer, what would you do and why? I would just follow Aajonus' protocols to the T. I would never do chemotherapy. I would just continue doing what I'm doing. You know? Guys, I've had a lump in my throat that I've never told anybody about. And I've had this lump I've noticed for at least 2 years. and it's right above my Adam's apple. Guys, I've had a lump in my throat for 2 years, and I've never told anybody about it. So I don't give a shit. Dolores Del Año, do you eat cheese with fat or honey? I eat cheese with, no I don't, and I know it's a good way to get minerals is doing cheese with honey. But I do cheese with fruit. So the cheese is there to help buffer the blood sugar spike from the fruit. Who would you rather have as a roommate, Tufano or Peterson and his daughter? Shit, man. That's actually a good question. It's a good question, Danny B. Honestly, probably Tufano, dude. Because Peterson's one fucked up guy, man. Does God exist? Rambles on for 24 hours. Exactly. I don't think I could deal with Peterson, dude. I think Tufano, if he was around me in real life, he would naturally take on a beta position to my alpha, you know? And so it wouldn't be an issue between me and him because he would know like his position in the ranking or whatever. But Peterson would, yeah, he's just like straight gamma. Straight up gamma, dude. Do you work out at the gym? I worked out in my basement. How is dating going while raw primal? I don't get into specifics on females because they watch my channel. So for obvious reasons, I don't get into specifics. But let's just say I have no issues in that department, and I'm in no rush to get married right now. I have plenty of time to do that, but I would hope to get married in the next like maybe 5 years or something like that. But yeah, I'm having no issues in that department. I never really have. It's always been just a part of life, you know. Nothing really changed with raw primal. What was the reason Miller's couldn't send you food? They didn't send me a reason, man. They just didn't fulfill my order. They didn't charge me. You'd rather listen to Jordan's bullshit? Yeah, that's a tough question, man. Bad of the Lance is could be a nodule on the vocal cord. Yeah, it kind of feels like something like that. I suspect it's some sort of cyst or tumor or something that stems from all of the dental work that I had done and dental damage, because I had a lot of I had like some half chipped teeth on this side. And I suspect like some chemicals and toxins went down there into my tooth root and possibly somehow went down into my throat and created a cyst. My little brother actually had a cyst right on his neck that he had to get removed. So I don't find that it's a coincidence either that I feel like I have some sort of like cyst in my throat. But it's not growing. It might even be getting smaller, but it's not growing or anything. It doesn't hurt or anything like that, so I'm just not worried about it. But yeah, I haven't told anybody about it because I don't want to like freak my family out and be like, yeah, I got a lump in my throat. But yeah, like I said, there's my family or my body's got a lot of weird shit going on. That's why I went on this diet. Maven says Jimbo's has butter, but I want to buy in bulk like 20 pounds worth, and it's 15 a pack for 4 sticks. Crazy price, but whatever. Interesting. I have a friend in Northern California that's getting it for $6 a pound, and he gets it 6 pounds at a time. I can't remember the place he said he gets it from. I think it's that Organic Valley Farms or whatever that's over there. He gets it from a place that distributes butter for them. Are you more into stoicism or whatever the other one says? Definitely I'm more stoic for sure. I'm definitely a stoic. Can Tufano be your best man at the wedding? That's funny, dude. That's weird because I got Miller's delivery last week or so. Really? What did you order, Gentle Cattle? And where are you located? P. Miller, roommates with Vox Day or Aajonus? That's a good question too, man. Probably Vox Day, man. I really, really respect that guy. Like, I really look up to that dude. And a lot of it is his spiritual views on life too, you know, because Aajonus didn't really go into that stuff. He was just purely a nutrition guru. Vox Day is like, he's like a polymath. He's like a master of many different things. And so he's just a fascinating guy. He can talk to you about music. Like he produced music. He produces like comic books. He writes books. He's got podcasts and he's got blogs and he does philosophy. He talks about God and religion. Like, he's just a fascinating dude. Well, he's probably the smartest dude I've ever encountered in my life. May I plug in my bro's Milk Jar-esque channel again? Yeah, as long as he's not a gamma, for sure. Plug it up. I have a thyroid nodule, says Jonathan. Just had another ultrasound and it's streaking on this diet. I hope you get off thyroid meds. Interesting. So, Jonathan, is a thyroid nodule more towards, like, below your Adam's apple? Like, down here? All disease is fixed on raw primal. I'm very confident in that. Maven says, damn, $6 a pound sounds amazing. Yeah, it's Chicken Jar, actually. Chicken Jar is getting this stuff for $6 a pound, man. That's really cheap. How do you tag someone? Put the @ sign. Yeah, Vox did do video games too. That guy, yeah, he's total fucking genius, man. Gentle Cattle, I ordered raw dairy, buffalo, beef, and organs. I lived in New Mexico. That's crazy. Huh. Brandon says, I can't stand Vox Day, but I respect your opinion. That's cool, man. He's not for everybody, for sure. Him and I's neurology is like exactly the same. But we're definitely a little bit different, for sure. But what's your take on NoFap? Probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. Yeah, I think pornography and, like, you know, masturbation and stuff, it steals your energy. It steals your powers. Who is Vox? Look him up on YouTube, Vox Day. He's a very cool guy. He'll teach you a lot of stuff if you're open-minded. And he's a very good dude too. That's the thing about Vox, is he's like a good Christian guy that believes in God, and so he's not gonna like lead you astray. He's not the type of guy like Jordan Peterson. He's not gonna charge you $300 for a handshake while he's snorting Klonopins in the bathroom and letting his daughter ditch her child and move in with a pornographer and all this stuff. Like, Vox is a good guy. He's a good dude. You can trust him. Have you read Rimbad? I have not. No FAP on SAD will lead to prostate cancer. Yeah, that's for incels, you know what I mean? If you're a no FAP incel, probably not the best idea. You look like Hensher before. Yeah, just focus on quitting pornography. Start with that. But ideally, you should have like a wife that you should be, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say. You should have a wife you should be fornicating with, so you don't have to worry about building up like prostate cancer and stuff. You can't find him, huh? Yeah, he's pretty shadow banned. Oh, that's right, because it's under dark stream. Well, here's dark stream, but all of his videos are pulled down off dark stream. So what you got to do is you got to go to unauthorized.tv to watch this stuff now. So, sorry, you're not going to get any free stuff off of him right now. Channel Cattle says weird, you should contact them. Maybe your order didn't go through. You know what? I did. I contacted them, I emailed them, they never emailed me back. Have real sex, the solution, basically. Yeah, exactly. Everybody's like, what am I gonna do if I can't jack off? It's like, what kind of world do we live in where you know what I mean? It's like, just get a wife. Real sex with real women? That's gay. Aajonus said he had sex 1 to 6 hours daily. Yeah, he was a little, as they say, a coomer, I believe. Yeah, he was almost a little too obsessed with that shit, to be honest with you. But it's very interesting that he had that much energy. Anyone spoke to Meet at the Matter or Dio? I heard the Philippines didn't work out for them. Yeah, I can imagine, man. It's, not to judge him, but it just seems a little crazy. It seems a little crazy to kind of pack everything up and go move to an island, Nah, I don't watch the news. H. Humor the Coomer, for sure. Is it bad to hold your seed? Probably for too long, yeah. I would say for too long. You know what I mean? It's something you got to use judgment on. I don't think I've ever held mine for more than a week at a time since I was able to do it. I don't think I've ever gone more than like a week without letting it spill. So, I don't know. Not to get too graphic, but hey, we're all men here, right? Mostly men. I look at my channel demographics and it's like 90% men, 10% women. Big surprise. It's all good though. This is the beast diet. The beastie diet. Alright, so I've been done eating for a while here. I think I might cut the stream a little earlier, guys. I know we're not quite at 2 hours, but I'm going to get going. I got some things I got to do the rest of the day. I think this has been a good stream. Like I said, for anybody that is interested in health consultations, give me an email. And then also anybody that's interested in doing this food sharing club, send me an email and we'll figure something out. I'll figure out a platform where we can all get together and do this and get together and stuff. So, all right, guys, I'm going to stroll out here. Everybody take it easy. Have a great rest of your weekends. God bless. Keep eating raw meat. See you later.